All right, so let's do a quick demonstration of how to find the constant of proportionality from tables. And what you're going to do is essentially continue to find the constant of proportionality, which we've already described as K. And we know that K can be found by either doing y over x, or you can say K is y divided by x. So it's a very simple process. So what you're going to do is I'll go ahead and copy the table over because I expect you to write the table over in your journal. Once you have the table copied, you're very simply going to write down that K is equal to y divided by x because they're asking you for the constant of proportionality, which instead of R, we're going to call it K in this equation. So instead of y equals rx, we're going to say y equals kx, but we'll cover that part shortly. So how do you find it now? How do you find the constant of proportionality, which is k? You're just going to take for each of the pairs, for 2 and 22, you're going to write k equals the y value, which is 22, divided by 2, which is 11. You're actually done at that point. The answer is 11. You just take the y value divided by the x value, and you get the final answer, which is the constant proportionality being 11. Now, to confirm for this next one, for 77 divided by 7, it is indeed 11 again. And for this next one, k equals 99 divided by 9, which is also 11. Which again, we confirm since all of the constants of proportionality are 11, that means that this table is proportional, which they told us that in the beginning of the question. Since they told us in the beginning of the question, we really only had to do it one time, just showing you that it was a proportional table. So the other type of question you'll get is going to be the same exact thing. The only difference here is that you have a decimal. That doesn't change anything. Since they're asking you for the constant of proportionality, and they told you the table is proportional, you're going to rewrite the table. Then you're going to write k equals y divided by x. So for the first one, k would just be the y value, which was 4.5 divided by 9. You're going to use your calculator to make sure you don't make any small errors. 4.5 divided by 9, you'll find to be 0.5 because you have to put the first number in the calculator first. Y goes in the calculator first, so 0.5. You do the same thing with 14 and 7. So since k is y divided by x, you're going to put the y value, which is 7 divided by 14, and 7 divided by 14 is 0.5 again. For the third value, k is the y value, which is 15. So 15 divided by 30, and again, you got 0.5. Now, this is also a good time to recognize that since you could have done 7 over 14, because k is also y over x, it's the same exact math, you could have gotten to 1/2 a little bit faster. And you would have done 15 over 30, and that's also 1/2. And for those that weren't aware, 4.5 is actually half of 9. So it's that simple. You take k, to find k, you divide the y value by the x value. So the final answer was 0.5, or if you preferred, you could have done 1 over 2, but you're obviously only going to enter one answer in your problem. The third type of question you'll see involves mixed numbers and fractions. That doesn't change anything. We're just going to write the table down. X and Y, 11, 1 and 2/9. 21, 2 and 1/3, 45, and 5. It doesn't change anything at all. You're still going to say to find the constant of proportionality, which is k, that's just y divided by x. That does not change anything, and it's proportional. So now that we've gotten to used to the idea that the table is proportional, I'm actually not going to do it all 3 times. I'm going to do it twice just to show you how quickly this should be. And it should have been a 45. So I'm going to start with the one that is easiest. So for 45 and 5, again, if k is y divided by x or y over x, then that's just going to mean I'm going to do 5 divided by 45. But again, to make it easier, in this case, I'm just going to say, remember, k is also y over x. So I really could have just written it as 5 over 45, which if I simplify that by dividing both by 5, I end up with 1 over 9. So my constant of proportionality is actually 1 over 9 because I knew the table was proportional from the beginning. So I took the one that was easiest to do and I found 1 over 9. But there's some of you that will still need to, and we all need to ensure that we can find the constant of proportionality with mixed numbers or improper fractions. So how do you do that? Same thing. Let's say I take this first one. So k is going to be the y value, which is 1 and 2/9, divided by 11. And if I keep going from left to right, then I'm going to change the 1 and 2/9 into a mixed improper fraction. So 1 times 9 is 9, 9 plus 2 is 11. So this is 11 over 9 divided by 11. Now, if you know that you're supposed to convert 11 into an improper fraction, that's 11 over 1. So at this point now, I know that I can divide straight across because I get whole numbers in my numerator and my denominator. 11 divided by 11 is 1, and 9 divided by 1 gives me 9 again. So again, if you know that you can divide from left to right and get whole numbers, once you're dealing with improper fractions, you can go ahead and do that. Now, I'll do the last one just so that you have this in your notes. Again, k is 2 1/3 divided by 21, because again, we needed to put the y value first. So what is that going to be? I'm going to convert the mixed number to an improper fraction. So 2 times 3 is 6, and 6 plus 1 is 7 over 3, divided by 21 over 1. Now, at this point, we know that we cannot divide from left to right because I don't get a whole number in the top. So I'm going to have to keep, change, and flip. So keep, change, and flip. So that's going to be keeping 7 over 3, changing division to multiplication, and flipping 21 over 1 to be 1 over 21, which is going to equal 7 times 1 is 7, and 3 times 21 is 63. So I'm going to divide both of these by 7 to simplify it, and I get 1 over 9 again. So in all 3 cases, no matter which pair you chose, because the table was proportional, my answer is 1 over 9 as my constant of proportionality. Why was it 1 over 9? Because the constant, the relationship between x and y, says that if I multiply 11 times 1 over 9, I get 1 and 2 over 9. 21 times 1 over 9 gives me 2 1/3. 45 times 1 over 9 gives me 5. So that's the whole purpose of finding the constant of proportionality. It is the value that you are going to use to turn x into y.